Hello and welcome to another year of Melbourne Business Network Awards. We are so delighted that as a network, we get to celebrate everything that is amazing about business across Melbourne and Victoria. My name is Sian Stevens. I'm the Vice President of Melbourne Business Network, and I'm delighted today to be joined by the team from Project Optimism, who do exactly what they say on the label. They project optimism. And with me today, I've got Victor Purton and Jenny Boymill and Noreen Mosley. Hi guys, thank you so much for joining us again.
Thank you.
Fantastic to be with you. You are a model of optimism and inspiration.
Thank you. I try. So this year, we're so pleased that you're supporting the Melbourne Business Network again and coming along as our sponsors of the Social Wellbeing Award. Something that I know is passionate for all of you. So firstly, tell us a little bit about Project Optimism.
Oh, well, sure. So Project Optimism was started in the heart of COVID back in 2020, and we're all about the how of optimism. Centre for Optimism is the why, as led by Victor, and we're about the how, the learning and education around optimism. So it is possible to learn to be optimistic. I'm not a natural optimist myself. Jenny and Victor are. So I'm sort of proof of the pudding, so to speak, insofar as that it is possible to learn to be optimistic. So Project Optimism is about learning to be optimistic and practicing it and then sharing it.
Awesome, I love that. So how does it work? How do you get people to be more optimistic?
Well, there are a whole range of strategies, but we know that, mindset, it takes some work. We don't just all wake up smiling and think, what a wonderful sunny day. Many of us do, but not everyone. So it takes work. And as Noreen said, optimism can be learned. So we share habits of an optimist. We have a couple of different online programs, and please visit projectoptimism.com.au and find out more. Our two core programs are The Habits of an Optimist and also My Best Self, which are two really great resources. But we'll talk about a few of the habits. So Noreen, do you want to start us off with one of our core habits?
Yeah, the easiest one, the first one, smile. Very, very simple. We all do it, but when you become conscious of doing it with purpose, it becomes a very, very powerful habit. So, really looking at someone, connecting as you're walking by, just smiling. You don't know what sort of day they're having and how a smile can actually just really change their outlook for the rest of the day. And in doing that, you actually change yours as well. So smiling is a two-way win-win system. When you smile and someone smiles back, they feel good, you feel good, everyone feels better. And, hopefully that's deployed more and more in their life throughout that day and in yours too. So it's smiling is contagious in a good way.
I love
And
that.
the science, Sian, is AIG, the big Swiss banking group, did a study of Australians. 95% of Australians yearn for a stranger to say hello and smile at them. But you just got to walk down the street and know they're waiting for someone else to do it, not necessarily doing it themselves. The second one we really recommend to people, and we've been doing it already as a group, is laugh more. Natural, Aussie culture is to laugh a lot. Bishop Tutu, the great hero against apartheid, he died about a month ago. He used to say, God commands us to laugh. So if we can laugh more, whether it's making that dry Australian humor where you make fun of yourself or you make fun of what someone else has just said, even if you just watch comedy, so laughter is really crucial. And then the one really, which has been our big experiment and novel for most people, is to change your greeting. So in Australia, if you say, "G'day, how are you?" Jenny, what does the typical Aussie say?
Not bad.
And Noreen, what's even worse than that?
Not too bad.
So everyone, just imagine the hundreds of conversations you've started like that, and you've never said, "Oh my God, what's wrong?" It's just a waste of a greeting. It's a waste of an answer. So we say, get rid of "how are you" and replace it with something like, "What's been the best thing in your day?" And the first time you do it, you might have to repeat it because it's like you're talking Swahili and they don't speak Swahili. So change your greeting. And if you do it for 2 days, we will guarantee you will do it for the rest of your life. Because 80% of people will give you a happy story. And then the next time, Sian, you slip into, g'day, g'day, how are you? And Jenny, what would they say?
Not too bad.
You are going to slap your forehead and say, oh my God, I've wasted yet another greeting.
Victor, I love that. And I think it really, really makes an impact. So we challenge you all to go and try that. The one which is at the core of optimism is asking yourself and others one very simple question, and that is, what makes you optimistic? So in a work environment, being able to, maybe at your quarterly meetings, ask people, what makes you optimistic? It gives you a real insight into, number one, what's important to people, but number two, what's in their heart, what drives them, why are they there in that workplace, what's going on for them that just lights them up. And it's amazing, it lights you up, it lights them up. You can't ask someone the question, what makes you optimistic, and they'll say, oh well, my wife didn't cook me the right dinner last night, or whatever. You can't answer the question like that. It's not the answer. So we really encourage everyone, and in a social sense, in a family sense, ask your kids, ask your spouse, and also ask people on a first date. That's Victor's favorite one.
Yeah.
But also in a work scenario, schedule it in as a regular part of your leadership and staff culture to ask on a quarterly basis, what makes you optimistic?
Fantastic. I can see how all of those would bring a different response to, as you say, the one that we're used to receiving, which is, how's your day? Yeah, good. Yeah. I can see the difference. I can see how we need to be changing up our questioning to get a different response. Fantastic. Thank you for sharing those, guys. That's amazing. So I guess for me, the thing I love about Melbourne Business Network is that we have so many phenomenal businesses that come together. What in particular is it about the Social Wellbeing Award that you feel is really important that we give people an opportunity to share and actually apply for award that recognises what they're doing in that space?
Well, your members are just inspiring people. And everyone I've ever spoken to, you get the idea that they want their workers, their partners, their employees to be better for being at work. That the reality is we are living in a toxic swamp. Right? McKinsey, Rabobank, Combank all report that optimism is plunging. And at the same time, in Australia generally, but in Victoria, the number of people on antidepressants and anti-anxiety drugs has doubled in the last 10 years. 1 in 5 people are on an antidepressant or an anti-anxiety drug, and half of them have been on it for more than 2 years. So your workers are coming to work having listened to the 7 o'clock news, and why would you even want to get out of bed having listened to the 7 o'clock news? They may have been in traffic. They may have had an argument with a teenage kid, and they're coming to work and they're frazzled before they get to work. So what we love about social wellbeing in the enterprise is understanding where your workers are coming from, asking them what makes them optimistic, because as Jenny said, most people are not made optimistic by the boss or the business. It comes from the heart, or it comes from spirituality, or it comes from a belief in historical progress, or it comes from a belief in science. So one of the things a good boss does is actually, as Jenny says, once a quarter, ask your people what makes them optimistic. So for me, it's this notion that your workers, your partners, your stakeholders, your customers, your suppliers are living in a society of ever-increasing negativity. The other day, Sian, the Sydney Morning Herald had an article about the lowest unemployment rate in 48 years. What was the headline? Increased rates risk. God, we've got a media that can report the best news in 50 years as negative. So
Yes.
understanding that, and understanding that you as the boss, you as the enterprise, you as the Melbourne Business Network company are dealing with that and making your workers better for being at work.
And I think to add to that, Victor, you know, we know that Melbourne businesses are doing amazing things. And through this award, we'd love that showcased. So we'd love to showcase the social wellbeing initiatives and innovations that companies are engaging in, and sharing that with the world, screaming it from the rooftops and hoping that others will be able to adopt some of those as well, and celebrating the amazing business community in Melbourne. So we're really thrilled to be part of it and feel very privileged.
More than
Guys,
ever. Sorry, I was going to say, yeah,
you.
I agree with that more than ever right now, because we're coming into a new phase of business and life. And we just need to really double down on the importance of optimism and well-being in businesses.
Guys, as always, it's been a complete pleasure speaking with you, and I really appreciate you taking the time to join me today. I know you're all super busy spreading optimism throughout Melbourne and the world. So I really do appreciate the time, and thank you for lifting me up for the last 15 minutes and making me have a better day, which always happens when I touch base with you guys. So thank you so much. You're a magnificent support of everything we do at the network, and we really appreciate that. And can't wait to be celebrating with you again soon when we have all our amazing nominees for this award, the Social Wellbeing Award. So if you think that your business would be applicable to come to us to see what's going on with social wellbeing within the Melbourne Business Network, we would really love to hear from you. So get in touch with us, or get in touch with the team at Project Optimism, or just go to melbournebusinessnetwork.org.au and check out the awards information. And we can't wait to meet you and celebrate you as a social wellbeing business. Thank you so much, guys, and have a fantastic rest of the day. See you all soon. Bye.
Bye.